The policy is that we certainly want everyone who gets a first dose to get their second dose when you're dealing with a 2-dose regimen. A dose that's available is going to go into someone's arm. If a person is ready for their second dose, that person will be prioritized. If a person has not gotten their first dose, but you've taken care of all of the second dose people, then you go ahead with the first dose.
With me now is Dr. Rick Bright. He was a member of the Biden Transition COVID Advisory Board. Before that, he served as director of the Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Authority. Dr. Bright, good to have you back. Thanks for joining us. Just to be clear on what Dr. Fauci was saying, I understood it as him saying to those who are distributing the vaccine, distribute everything you have right now, give it out there, get it out there. But if somebody's coming in for their second dose, put them at the front of the line. So it's a combination of not reserving a second dose, but also making sure that the second doses are given out as soon as they're needed.
Katie, thanks for having me back. And that's exactly right. The most important thing right now is to get as many people vaccinated as quickly as possible. We have limited vaccine supply, but the good news is the supply is increasing. Hopefully we'll have a third vaccine authorized for emergency use from Johnson & Johnson in the coming month. And once we have more supply, some of these challenges will become less cumbersome. But we want to get as many people that first dose as possible, and we want to make sure that the second dose is available when you come in for your second dose. So it is a two-pronged issue, and I know that with the increasing supply, that's going to become easier as time goes on. We are in a race against these virus variants, and I think everyone should really take this absolutely seriously. The virus is going to win. It's going to continue mutating, and the only way to stop it and stop it from mutating is to get as many people vaccinated as quickly as possible.
So I was reading the New York Times today, their morning newsletter about the vaccines, and the writer David Leonhardt was arguing that the coverage of the vaccines has been a little bit too negative, when the reality is that everybody who's getting a vaccine, of those that are getting it, there aren't deaths from COVID. There aren't serious hospitalizations from COVID any longer. So even though some of these vaccines are less effective in terms of percentages than the others, the reality is they're all extremely affected from preventing people from getting seriously ill.
That's the big picture, and that's what I hope everyone will pay attention to. It's really easy to get confused and entangled with various numbers, a 72, a 94, a 94.5. Really, at the end of the day, you want a vaccine that's going to protect you from getting in the hospital, from dying, actually. And every one of these vaccines do that, and they do it very well. You cannot really compare the efficacy numbers, a 72 to an 85 or a 95, because the vaccines were not tested at the same time, in the same environment, in the same group of people. So I wouldn't let that confuse you. I would encourage you to think about the reduction of hospitalizations and that the vaccine is going to save your life. And every one of these vaccines we've seen today that's been tested in clinical trials has been shown to protect people from dying. Not a single person, I don't think, has died in any of the clinical trials from the vaccines in late stage development. And that's really the most encouraging news we can hope for any vaccine.
Dr. Rick Bright, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your time, sir.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.